Yes, sure, you can say that Erik Ten Hag is safe. I got that tongue twisted there. Actually saying that Ten Hag is safe actually confused me. Well, we know about the football, the style of football, but we also know about who the players are that are coming back into this team. Now, Ineos hasn't gone as far as to say he's done and dusted. The rumours are, the writing's on the wall. Then you hear something else about if he turns it around this season, he has to make Champions League, he has to win the FA Cup. Let's just take it one game at a time, shall we? We've got 10 games to go in the league. I don't even want to bring in the FA Cup yet. That is a bonus for Ten Hag. And yes, players coming back are going to make a massive difference. We'll go into each player that's going to be coming back and what we're going to have available for the rest of the season, how they impact Manchester United, and can they basically save Erik Ten Hag's job right now. What can he do to convince Ineos that there is something there in Erik Ten Hag and they go with him rather than anyone else? But what I want to talk about also is he better than what's out there right now? Is there anyone out there that we're talking about? And we've done this before and no one's been fully convinced by managers. So should we start talking about why Ten Hag is actually better than these managers that are reportedly on the list for United if Ten Hag is sacked? You've got all of that rolled into one. I want to mainly get into the players coming back, though, because is this his only chance of saving his job at Manchester United? I'm Adam. This is Forever United TV. Get in the live chat, everybody. Well, no, your comments. I'm going to come to all your comments tonight, as many as I possibly can. Getting your answers, getting your thoughts on everything that is Manchester United and Ten Hag saving his job. You can see at the bottom of the screen there, I've got Paul Hurst's tweet on from last night. There is favouritism there. We talked about this yesterday, but it only goes as far as what performances are happening on the pitch and where Manchester United are in the league. That's as far as it gets for Ten Hag. There's not much more he can do but perform on the pitch right now. So how do we get to performing better on the pitch with Ten Hag and this squad of players? We're going to talk about it right now. Make sure you please give the video a like and hit that subscribe button if you are tuning in for the first time, everybody. This is Forever United TV. I'm Adam, and yeah, we are live. Welcome along. Make sure you get your comments in after the show is finished as well, guys, if you're on catch-up time. And let's get into why Erik Ten Hag has got a job still right now. Because Ineos have come in. They want to give him the benefit of doubt. They want him to be part of this project. But he has to do a lot. And he has got a short space of time to do it. Even Sir Jim Radcliffe alluded to how poor they've been over the last few weeks. Now, he didn't say they've done... He said they've done well, but without really being in control. That's what we've got to look at. Welcome to the members club. Is that LM Ellis? I think it is, isn't it? LM Ellis 89. Welcome. Loving that profile pic, mate. Absolutely pleasure to have you in here. And an absolute pleasure to have you part of the legendary crew, which is the Forever United TV membership club. Thank you, my man. Make sure that you do hit that join button if you do want to be part of the membership section of this channel, guys. There is some extras coming and more this weekend as well. You stay tuned to that. I have a meeting tomorrow just to see where we are at with Tifo and everything going forward on that side as well. So let's get into it. Let's get into Erik Ten Hag and where we're at right now. So the update news is, obviously, you've seen that the Danish coach has leaked out. Well, it's not so much a leak out. He's just been talking about the international games after the FA Cup this weekend. And obviously, players will be playing in the FA Cup this weekend. Some have already left because they're not in the FA Cup. So everyone's starting to talk. Thank you for the super chat as well, LM Ellis. First one you've done. First time I've seen you in here. Absolute pleasure, mate. Really appreciate all of contributions and people especially coming in new as well. Love that. Yeah, so FA Cup this weekend. We'll be leading up to the Liverpool game as we go through the week, starting from tomorrow. And Denmark's coach has been talking about Rasmus Højlund, saying that he's going to be starting this weekend, so they will have a look at him. Then, obviously, it's friendlies. After that, I think England have got Brazil and Belgium, I think, if I'm correct in that. I think I am. And that has just convinced everyone, and I think it's right, that Rasmus will be back. Ten Hag pretty much said that he is going to be fit last weekend before the press conference ahead of the Everton game. He isn't ready yet, but he's back in training now. So too is Mason Mount. Oh my God, Mason Mount is back in a United training kit and he's playing. He's on grass. We've seen the pictures today. We've seen the videos. He is going to be available, it would seem, for this weekend. Holy looly, or will he? Now, Ten Hag always puts them spoilers out, doesn't it? Maybe it's a game too much. Maybe he wants to see him train a little bit longer without any repercussions of the injury that he's had, which we still don't completely know what it was. So let's just put a pin in that. But the fact that he is training and he's going to have a few games training, maybe we'll see him on the bench. That might be a possibility for Mason Mount. Hopefully, we do see him on the bench because that will be a big boost for us. It will give us more numbers and maybe we can see Mason Mount from now until the end of the season. Maybe we'll see why Erik ten Hag brought Mason Mount in. If he doesn't play him, then he's a fool. Because this could be that one different thing that he could try to try and salvage his job, to try and change the way that we're playing football. Maybe Ten Hag can answer the question in these next few weeks as to why he actually bought Mason Mount into Manchester United. I think that's key as well. Because he could give us something different. He could. We don't know what it'll be because we've not had a chance to see him in the system yet. And we don't know where Ten Hag really wants to play him. So that's what you've got to look at. If you've got the likes of Mason Mount back in the side, Rasmus Højlund back, there's two big options and definitely gives us more chance of scoring goals. You've definitely got to say that. When you're comparing him to what we have been using, which is Rashford as a striker and Scott McTominay playing as that extra forward / midfielder, then I'd rather have Højlund and Mount any day of the week. Definitely. But the big one, I think, and the most important one, is Aaron Wan-Bissaka back on grass. Aaron Wan-Bissaka training again is massive because it does mean, yes, it is Dalot who will be going to left back and Wan-Bissaka back at right back. But wow, just to have two fullbacks again. That is everything right now. That we could say we're clutching at straws, but still, to actually have two fullbacks fit, I think that is a positive. So, Ineos have give Ten Hag his targets. We're guessing at what they are. The big rumour is Champions League. I personally don't think we're going to get it. I really don't. What happens if United actually do win the FA Cup? We can win the FA Cup, by the way. Anything can happen. We just got to get past City. And you know what? I've got Liverpool to play this weekend, and I know they're miles better than us, but I always feel more comfortable playing Liverpool than we do Manchester City at the moment. It's just the way it is, isn't it? It's just the way it is. We always seem to be able to get that moment against Liverpool where we don't get it against Manchester City. So I feel like there is a chance for us there to get the FA Cup, get our hands on a trophy. What does that do for Ten Hag? Does it give him a chance? We don't know. We don't know. That's the unknown, isn't it? So all he can do is win games. Now, he's always said in his press conferences, I've been moaning him, I've gone in him plenty of times, and I've just said, look, stop using injuries as an excuse. You cannot do that in this league. It's not acceptable as a Manchester United manager. It really isn't. But he has got a chance now with players coming back. He will have near enough a first team, barring what? Martinez. Now, Martinez, you could say sure, Martinez is due back after the international break, the start of April. So he's not going to be fit, I don't think, for the Brentford game, which is the last weekend of March. But I think the one after that, I think that's where we might be seeing Martinez again for Manchester United. So I look at it and go, positives for Ten Hag is that we have got a lot of players coming back. Massive positive that we have got the likes of Rasmus back this weekend. I think that has changed us completely over the last few weeks. We look lacklustre, lacking in goals. And the only goals we've scored from open play was none. Was that right? Since Rasmus has been out, injured? Who did we play? So, it was Fulham. No, we got one goal against Fulham. Was that right? Was Harry Maguire's goal from open play? I think it was, wasn't it? It was just the cross. Or was that a set piece as well? So we've only scored from set pieces pretty much. Oh no, Rashford scored that thunderbolt, didn't he, against City? That was the one. But yeah, set piece against Forest, 2 penalties against Everton. We're lacking in goals. We're lacking creativity. Without Rasmus Højlund, we just don't have that focal point, and we just look like we're just never going to score a goal. So that is a massive, massive plus that he is going to be back in the side, and we can actually get back to them combinations. Garnacho playing a lot better again, because I think he does work better with Højlund in the team. Obviously, we've seen other players play better alongside Rasmus Højlund, and our general record over this 2024 so far, with Rasmus and without him, is complete night and day. We are miles better with Rasmus in the team. So hopefully, we are going down that road again, and he hopefully kicks off where he left off, kickstarts where he left off, because his goals were absolutely crucial for us in that little spell we had. Our unbeaten spell, it seems like a million miles away this year now, doesn't it? It really does. But yes, Rasmus back, I think, is the key one. Mason Mount gives us more options in midfield and a bit more creativity, and then stability at the back with having two fullbacks. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I mean, he couldn't have picked a better time to come back. To play Liverpool, I think is massive, because he is just an out-and-out defender. And I will feel so much more comfortable with Diaz running down that wing, having to deal with Wan-Bissaka than any of the other fullbacks we've got at the football club right now. I just feel like we've got a little bit more... I think we've got a little bit more grit, a bit more defensive nous there with Wan-Bissaka there. And I think he would be our option anyway. If we had everyone available, I would play Wan-Bissaka against Liverpool. I think he's got it. I think he's got that in them one-on-one situations more than anyone else. And there are going to be moments when Liverpool isolate us. So, yeah, Wan-Bissaka's a massive plus point. Into the chat we go. Out of them three players, they give you any more confidence, guys? Let me know what you think. Rasmus back, Wan-Bissaka, and possibly even Mason Mount for the game this weekend. Is this the last chance for Ten Hag? He has 10 games left in the league. Like the thumbnail says, these are 10 hard games, as in hard games. You get it? Yeah. You can thank Kaz for that phrase there as well. She was the one who thought that one up. She's well chuffed with herself with that one. Okay, into the chat we go. Let's see what people are saying. Wesley says, you can't dismiss the injuries. Yes, all clubs, but it's still a massive factor. Yes, it is. Charles Vig says, Ineos own Nice as well. What will happen if they finish above us in their league? Heard even if we qualify for the Champions League, we will still not play. Now, there'll be some form of loophole that they sort out with that. There are other teams that have got multi-club ownership that have played in the competitions in Europe this season as well. Brighton and Aston Villa both being one. United could easily just say, well, they've done it. They got two teams in the same competition. We've only got a part owner at Manchester United. They'll get around it. They will. Maybe the manager should switch up training methods because currently it's not working. Should we just go with a different shape? Is it too late in the season just to go Hail Mary and go, let's just try something else? For me, I just sit there and I look at it and I go, they've got to be sat there having meetings, these players and the manager. There's like, let's just sort this out. We're Man United, let's just sort this out. There's got to be a way around this for us, surely. Someone has to be standing up and talking about this. They really do. John Lane says, everything is rotten at United. It's going to take more than a manager to fix it. Would you rather keep Ten Hag then, right now? And again, it's like I keep bringing it up. Like, I want to know, guys. It's like, De Zerbi, we've complained about him. Potter, no. Southgate, definitely no. We've talked about all of these managers not being good enough. Unless it's someone big, then there is absolutely no point in bringing another manager in right now for me. And I don't like the way Ten Hag's playing. I really don't. But I would still rather probably Ten Hag over them three managers. I would. Because I think it all depends if we do see Ten Hag under a structure do better. I don't know. Because it's like we said the other day, I do believe that there is going to be a new deal. You either back him with a new deal or you sack him. It's as simple as that. Me and Jay were talking about this the other day. But Ineos have said, look, they've given him the chance. You can go out there and show us that you are the right man for Manchester United. You can do it. You can do it. But what does he have to do? Is it just simply winning games with no style of play? Does he have to start showing that we can play a certain brand of football in these games? Or are you completely convinced that Ten Hag have already made their minds up and he is gone? We have to break the argument down both ways. We've talked about why Ten Hag is going to be sold, but why should we keep him? That's what I want to talk about tonight more than anything. I said it all along. Like, the moaning about the injuries is one thing, yes, but he's getting players back now. And there are some massive, massive games that he can really make a statement in. He's got a real big say on where this title goes. We've got to play Arsenal and Liverpool at Old Trafford. If we get rolled over in both of them games and have our tummies tickled, then he's a goner. Simple as. You can't just watch these teams just walk all over us and go and claim the title without even having a say. it will be too much, and I think that will be the trigger, personally. That will. Now, Arsenal is right at the start of May. Could that be the moment, if it isn't going well, that he does go? But when you've got to spin it around, if he manages to do something against Liverpool and Arsenal at Old Trafford, and even Liverpool in the FA Cup, I do feel like if he loses this weekend, it's going to be a hard one for him to ignore. It really is. And then Brentford away after that looks very, very dicey. It really does. They are sort of hot and cold at the moment, but we always have that nightmare, don't we? We know what it was like last season. We all seen it. I was there. The 4-0. Oh, nightmare still about that game. But it could go the other way. Like, all of these games we're talking about could be the catalyst to finding something for Ten Hag. And if Martinez comes back, then you've got Mount, Højlund fit for the rest of the season. Wan-Bissaka is fit. We've actually got fullbacks in place. We've got a good partnership going with Evans and Varane at the moment. We'll have Lindelof and Maguire to fill in when needed and necessary, but there isn't many games left. There isn't. If we go out of the FA Cup, that's it. This weekend, it's 10 games left. The maximum games we've got left right now, what is it, 13 in total this season. Just over a dozen games to go. There's not much. It's easily handleable. What the hell? Got my words right mixed up there. It's easily doable with the squad that we've got. In resting players and making sure that everyone is fully fit and raring to go for every one of these games. So you got to look at it and say, look, as bad as it looks on paper, it could also be the turning point. Now, I feel like Martinez is the one. If we can get through to that moment when Martinez comes back, then you're looking at a possibility of bringing back the Varane, Martinez, and you got Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. And Arna's showing a little bit of form at the moment. Isn't as bad. Solid back four. Then you've got more of an option in midfield. Are we going to see what his plan was for Mason Mount? That's the biggest mystery out of all of these players coming back and what's happening with Ten Hag right now. Was it Casemiro, Mount and Bruno? Did he see Mount as the 8 with the energy? Is that what it was? We may well see it, but then you've got the Kobbie Mainoo situation. Does Kobbie sit out for a bit? He's not going to drop Bruno Fernandes. We know that for definite. That's never going to happen. So it's a tough one, but if he starts making big calls and bold decisions now, then he may turn a few heads. He might be able to salvage something, but still, it's all right saying if we beat Liverpool, if we beat Arsenal, I think the most likely outcome is we lose all of them games. And then I feel like he's going to be kicking himself because he's not give it a go, has he? He's never really gone hell for leather and given it a go, Ten Hag. It's always been a bit too safe. He's got players there that could be playing in certain positions, and he's never changed it. He's always been stubborn. He's not willing to see if something else would work. He's always made the same subs. He's always played players in the same position, and he's never mixed it up. The simple one that everyone's been shouting out for, if Anthony is unstoppable, if you can see something in him, play him on the left-hand side. Let's just see if he works there, Eric. But he won't do it. So really, it's a rod for his own back, and he is just not helping himself. Will he change in these last 10 to a dozen games left this season? Is he going to give it a go? He's got no excuse with the players coming back. I want to see Mason Mount. I want to see where he wants to play him and what his idea was with him. That's the big one for me. I just want to see what he's doing there. Please give the video a like, guys. We are over 100 likes on the video. Thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Get your comments coming in. Boxing Straight Talk says, ha ha ha, Anthony unstoppable. Ten Hag is embarrassing. He's not unstoppable. He's been stopped all season. We know that. He's trying to big his player up, but hey, you can't blame a man for trying, can you? Trevor Wade says, I would play with 10 men rather than have Dalot in my squad. Absolutely shite. Wow. I did not expect that comment, Trevor. That, I think, is a bit below the belt for me. I think Dalot's done all right this season. He's not been brilliant, I'm going to say that, but he isn't completely shite, is he? He's not that bad, surely. But, hey, people see players differently. Some people don't rate Wan-Bissaka. I've not rated him for a while, but I have to hold my hand up when a player comes through and proves me wrong. Last season, Wan-Bissaka did. I've been disappointed in him more this season again, and that's where the inconsistencies really grind the fan base down. It's like, Why is it one good season, one bad season? Is that Ten Hag, or is it just these frail players that cannot handle consistent performances? Which way is it? I don't know. It's up to Ten Hag to find out. It really is. It really is. Adam, will you be taking your croissants to feed the Scousers and the pigeons on Sunday? No, I don't share food at all. Adam doesn't share food. If you've seen the Friends episode, Joey, it's a few of them, innit? Joey doesn't share food! No, Adam definitely doesn't share food. Kaz will tell you that. Sort of drags a little bit off me, but it's... I don't like doing it. I'm only messing. I will share a little bit, but no, definitely not with pigeons anyway. Baz Toby says, Adam, don't mind him. Dello has been good. We are not saying he's unbelievable. No, he's an alright defender, innit? He looks like he can be a player at times, a really good player. Dello's that player, and I said this, I can't remember when I said it, because he had that stinker against Fulham. He'll go 4 or 5 games, Dello, and you'll be like, yeah, it's alright, yeah. He's moving here. He's doing bits. He's definitely getting better and improving, and then bang! He'll completely fall off in one game, and you'll be like, what's happened to the man? He is just that player that does that. You could say Onana's like that as well. Like, I'm loving how Onana's played. Last 3 games, I haven't really had much to complain about. But the fact that he's dropped all his clangers earlier on in the season just makes you think at the back of your head, like, there's another one coming. There's another clanger coming somewhere, isn't there, with Onana? And that's the problem I've got. It's like, oh, no, just give me some consistency. Give me a game where I haven't got anything to complain about. It's like we're just expecting to have this meltdown at some point in every single game now. We could have got Inacio or Antonio Silva, but we got Evan. I don't know what you're on about there, Roger. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Fill me in a little bit more. I'm with you on De Gea, Adam. On De Gea go, says Roddy. Yeah, that's a long time ago, that. Long time ago. Just see now. What else is going on? Medical team still using hacksaws and bandages from World War II. Ten Hag equals Willy Wonka. No. Jonathan says, Graham, I only truly lost knowing what I needed. I think we need better wide players. Love Garnacho, but not starting every game. A few people have been wound up with Garnacho this season. It's a weird one. He's had the odd game where you're just like, decision making, like, oh, God, please, just let it click in. Like, just figure it out, please, Garnacho, please. Moments where you're just like, he's done everything right, but then ruins it with his final decision or his final ball or shot. Adam, one bite is croissants. No, I don't. I'll stuff it all in my mouth, but I don't think anyone wants to see that on camera. We will be missing the paper round this weekend, guys, because we're going to be live matchday vibes for the Liverpool game instead. So, paper round moves to live location outside OT, guys, for the big game against Liverpool. So, yep. Should I bring a croissant along to Old Trafford just for the visuals? I think I should, shouldn't I? Yeah. Then we can ask everyone outside Old Trafford if I should eat it or not. I think that's the way to go. Rashford, 7 average seasons, 1 great season, another poor season. I know what you're saying with that one. I know what you're saying. Other news as well I wanted to quickly talk about. Obviously, Ben Jacobs has been doing some more talking again. You guys probably would have seen it on social media. It's going over everything. I actually don't think anyone knows where we're at right now with everything. The rumours coming out about Dan Ashworth from conversations with Ben Jacobs were that it's either going to be this summer if United pay compensation, or it's going to be September the 1st if we don't and we hang around and play the longer game. I don't understand how that works. The gardening leave is for a set period, so unless United pay something, then that's going to be what, a year? Things change. If you're going to pay to get him here on September the 1st, you might as well pay a little bit more to get him in for the summer. Is the summer more important? I think it is. Ghana makes poor decisions, but he is learning from Rashford and Bruno, so can't blame him either, I don't think, says Louise. No, he hasn't got many people to look up to in that team right now, and they're definitely not performing to a standard that really inspires either. So, yes. Take a plastic IKEA croissant. Barry's been shopping in IKEA. What was it? New kitchen table. Some bathroom stuff. What was it, Barry? Let me know. Dello will make a good captain. Don't know about amazing captain. Dello's never been a captain of United. There's plenty of people ahead of him, I think. Lee Dixon, especially when you've got Bruno whacking the ball into row Z every 5 minutes. That's what I think Louise was saying. Guest says, I have a cold and my head is so messed up. I don't dare read the email I just sent ahead of a job interview. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. Roddy says, if Mount is fit, do you think he will start him Sunday? Ahmad. Do you think I'll start on Sunday, Ahmad? Is it Adam or Ahmad? He's definitely going to start ahead of Ahmad, because we know that he is definitely not flavour of the month. But also, is he going to be put into that team? No, Mason Mount will never start this Sunday, I don't think. It wasn't on the cards anyway. It was supposed to be after the international break, but if he's training, do we risk bringing him in for the Liverpool game just for the sake of him being available? I don't know. I'd rather have someone who's ready and fully fit to come off the bench if we need to change the game. So you've got to say that Ahmad is in there above Mason Mount right now. But after the international break, I feel like this is where Ten Hag has to really figure out what he wants to do with him, because it would have been a wasted opportunity. Absolutely wasted opportunity that Ten Hag has had. He's got 10 games to go. 10 games to go. And if you look at them games, we'll go through them games now, actually. And if he doesn't play Mason Mount now he's available in them games, or start him or try something different, then he deserves to go, doesn't he? If it isn't working and you're stubbornly trying to make it work, but it still isn't working, then the obvious thing is to change it. You have to mix it up and do something different. If Ten Hag isn't willing to do that, then it's on him. And he deserves everything he gets. So as soon as we get back from international break, it's the first game back is Brentford away. Now, honestly, guys, can you see us getting anything from that game? I think I can. With everyone fit, or with more players back anyway, we've definitely got a better chance. I feel like with Rasmus in the team, we can sort of get anything out of any game, because we can defend like we did against City. We can defend like we did against Liverpool, and you're always going to have that chance with Rasmus. You've got the out ball. We didn't have it with City. We had no out ball, and we ended up not being able to hold on for long enough because City were able to push further forward and keep picking us off because there was no way out, and they knew it. So we were stuck. There was no way we were getting anything out of that game. Liverpool this weekend, Rasmus is fit. We've got a chance. We have got a chance. Rasmus and Wan-Bissaka coming back into that team change a lot. It does. The shape and it's just the shaping overall and the consistency in that team with them two players. It gives us our number 9 back, and it also gives us stability at the back. So I would say them two are massive, more than Mount. It's up for Ten Hag to try and prove to us that he can get something out of Mount and he can make a difference. That's on Ten Hag, but I think Wan-Bissaka and Højlund are a bigger bonus for Ten Hag coming back. Definitely this weekend, 100%. So, with your comments coming in, guys, Brentford's the first game. Do you think we can get anything out of that? What we saying? 17 Dragons. Adam Bro, Ten Hag is out. Ten Hag out is the only solution for this team. I feel better with Jose and LVG and even Ole. I feel like Erik Ten Hag won't ever be a great manager whilst never dropping Bruno and politics. I get what you mean. I do. He has. When you try and defend Ten Hag, someone always comes back and slaps you in the face. It does. Like, why did he buy Mason Mount? Why did he waste money on Mason Mount when we could have brought in another forward? Kobbie Mainoo is ahead of Mason Mount. Now you're looking at where you could have spent that money, and you're questioning Ten Hag again. People say he's there to naturally replace Bruno when he goes. Well, Mount's established. He doesn't want to be waiting around for another player. It's got another, 3 years at the football club yet? No one's going to sit there on the bench and wait in second fiddle until someone's gone in 3 years. Your career is dying off. You lose form, you lose feel for the game, everything. So, no, I don't read that into that story either. Where was you going to play Mason Mount, Eric? That's what everyone wants to know. Was it Casemiro, Mount and Bruno? Was that the plan? That energy that Mason Mount brings? Is that where you were going with it? UK Strange says 3-1 win against Brentford. Yeah, I feel confident in that. Even though we got dicks last season, and it was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing. But still, I feel like the way Brentford are playing, I think we've got enough at the back to handle them. With Rasmus there to score again, I feel a little bit more confident on that side. And I think we are going to be able to get the points at Brentford. We need them. We desperately need them. And what that does, what that does for us in that race for the Champions League, it just killed me before actually watching the way that the Champions League is going to be running, like all the extra games and everything like that. And United not being in that would be absolutely devastating. It would be killer not to be in that competition. I don't think we're going to make it. I've already said I don't think we are. I feel like I'm in that position where Ineos are telling Erik ten Hag right now, go show us in these last 10 games that you are the manager for Manchester United and that wants to work with us and can take this team forward. If we give you the tools over the next few years, are you the man? We need to see something different. If he comes out and stinks the place out against Liverpool, it's just another bad mark against his name. And I think they're all starting to mount up. He hasn't got enough time. Try something different. Try and be a little bit more different, Eric. That's what it's going to take. You've got to convince everyone that you're versatile. Blandy says, I've seen Bruno several times for Portugal. He's a different player there. Better players around him, but none of this headless chicken BS. I think he's got leaders around him as well. It really has. I do believe the captaincy has gone to Bruno's head a little bit. It's affected his game a lot more. More erratic. Decision making hasn't been on point. And he's probably had his worst season in the United shirt, even though his numbers are still not that bad, considering. Dragons. For weeks now, I just stopped watching football because we are too poor. A club to fixing anything. We are even trying to go on the dole. I don't know what you mean by that, actually. But yeah, a lot of fans actually haven't been watching Man United. I know that for certain. Andy's walked out a couple of games and said, no, I'm not doing it. It is going to be a painful running, I feel. I've said it before. I think we're just going to be getting by in games just with that one moments FC. I just don't think he's got enough time to change it. My opinion is he's going to go, but I wanted to open the show up tonight for any argument for Ten Hag as to what he can do. What I think he can do, I don't think he will. So it's all right me saying it, but I just don't think we're going to see it. That's the problem we've got. Garnacho will be quality on the left wing. Let's see what else we've got. So I'm just reading through your messages. Michael Vine, sad to say, but want Arsenal to win tonight to help with the coefficient for the extra Europa place. It will help. Yeah, we're actually praying that we have got a chance. 8 points away from Aston Villa. Can they completely fall off? Can United string 3 or 4 games together and win? That's what it's going to take. And for them to lose another 3 games as well. It's hard to see it, isn't it, with Villa and the way they've gone. But they are starting to buckle a little bit. Does anyone think that Cole Palmer will end up at United? No, Graham, I don't. But you never know. You never know. Where would you play him? That's a question. Radcliffe saying it's a 3-year project when in reality it's 5 to 7 years we ain't lucky. If we ain't lucky, I think that, not of. I think it was a typo, Trev, probably. Lee Dixon, if we get top 4, Ten Hag deserves to keep his job. If we don't, gotta go. Yeah, it does look like nothing's going to be said. Like, United can be lining up the managers behind the scenes, and I think that is happening. They are checking absolutely everything out, as they should. But nothing, I don't think, is going to happen managerial decision-wise until the summer. That's where we're at with it. I think it's going to take that long. It's only a couple of months. Saying that long seems stupid when you look at it, how many games we've got left. But they are going to give him every single chance to see what they can get out of him. And I still feel that writing's on the wall. I do. Because there's no way that we can't lose, that we're not going to lose 2 more games in the games we've got left. Sorry, excuse me. I look at the games. So you got away games. We've got Brentford, Crystal Palace, Chelsea. In no particular order, by the way. Bournemouth and Brighton. Them are the 5 away games. The home games we've got are Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, Burnley, Sheffield United. 5 home games, 5 away games. Our away form is better than our home form right now, I think, as well. Look into that as much as you want, but still, I feel like what are we getting? 3 points against Burnley and Sheffield United at home. 6 points in the bag there. I'm confident about that. That gets us on 53. Honestly, everything else, I've got no idea. No idea. I don't know how we're going to play against Arsenal and Liverpool. Newcastle, even though they're bad, I still fancy them to get something from us. Oh, God. It's a hard one to figure out where we get the points from. It is. I think we can beat Newcastle at home. I'll say that. I think we can definitely beat Bournemouth away, even though I'm scared about that game. We've had some bad experiences there as well. So, yeah, I would say games that I'm really confident, well, not really confident, but confident enough we can get a win. Brentford, Burnley, Sheffield United, Bournemouth, Newcastle at home. The rest worry me, and that's Chelsea away and Palace away. I don't like Palace at all. We should be getting something there, but in recent years we've been crap. I think we drew and lost in the last 2 seasons there. I can't remember the last time we won. I think last time we won was in the FA Cup at Stamford Bridge. That's a horrible place, and Chelsea are starting to do bits now. It's going to be difficult there as well. So it's really difficult to figure out how we get more than 15 points. But we need to win. So where we're at right now, we can max out on 77 points. Can you see United only dropping, say, 7 points and finishing on 70? You just can't see it, can you? That's the worry. Spurs got to play Newcastle, City, Arsenal and Liverpool in a row soon. Big moment for them, but they're actually not that bad. Not playing too bad, so you just don't know with Newcastle, with Tottenham either. It's Villa I think we need to be looking at and chasing. But, like you said there, they've got Spurs. Spurs have got Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool and City in a row. We've still got to play Arsenal, Liverpool and Newcastle. Brighton away, that's another one. Chelsea away. The away games I'm worried about. I am. I'm worried about Arsenal and Liverpool at home and all of the away games, really. I'm not confident at all. I don't know. I really don't. 8 wins from the last 10 games, Adam. Says UK Strange. That gets us up there. A decent curry will perk Adam up, says Jan. No, I've already had tea tonight. I'm good. I remember when Elise scored a screamer against us one time. I felt like Crystal Palace have been a bogey team for us. Any teams being a bogey team for us, everyone can beat United. I think everyone's beaten United over the last few years, Will. That's the problem. Can we get Porro to come? No, we can't. Newbies, Cubies. Adam, if United fail to qualify for the Champions League, should they target a bunch of young, talented players for a total rebuilding, or should they still target big-name players? I don't think big-name players are going to be coming this summer, personally. I don't think that's where we're at. I don't think United are going to be in the market for that type of player. The rebuild needs to be properly structured and recruited, and I think it will be more of the younger players to answer that question. United are due a result at Brighton. We're due a result at Chelsea. We're due a result at Brentford. We're due a result at Palace. We're due a result everywhere, Graham. But yeah, Brighton have just been a thorn in our side. Like, De Zerbi has had Ten Hag's number from the get-go. Let's be honest, Brighton have had United's number from the get-go. Like, it's embarrassing. It really is. But you never know. You never know. This could be the season when all the chips are down, they go out and surprise everyone. That's what it is. Love watching that famous Dutch style of hoofing it anywhere and hoping Garnacho onto it. That's what it does feel like sometimes. There is a lot of hit and hope element to a lot of United's game. Me and Adam were freezing our nuts off at Sellers Park when Michael Elise equalised. That was a cold night, that was. That was the night that Casemiro also got suspended and missed the Arsenal game, and we lost the Arsenal game as well at the weekend. It was painful. It was painful, I'm not going to lie. It really was. We had that game in the bag. We should have won it. We should have scored after Elise scored. Casemiro missed a sitter on the line, I remember it. God. And then the season before, I think, was Ten Hag in the stands watching United get beat 1-0 in the last game of the season. God, miserable times. Miserable times, wasn't it? Hopefully we can turn it around and it be a bit different. And we have an actual decent finish to a season. We haven't had a proper good finish to a season in ages, have we? I don't know. Let's see what comes anyway. Yeah, just to cap off everything that was going on. Ten Hag's games left. Ineos have said you have to prove that you are worth it if you want to be the manager of United under this new structure and the new era. The turning of the page as it is with Ineos, then you need to show more. We'll see over these coming days, coming weeks, if Ten Hag has actually got it. No other news regarding anything else pressing right now. Ashworth could be September the 1st. He could be this summer. We don't know. It depends if United want to spend that money. But guys, that pretty much is it for tonight. Special guest tomorrow night, guys, 6:30. Make sure you join us live on the show. All will be revealed. And I'll have some more updates on what else is going on the rest of this week as we build up to the big one. Liverpool at Old Trafford, quarter-final of the FA Cup. It is going to be tense. It's going to be tight. It's going to be everything. And it all starts from tomorrow, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night. Let's go and watch Arsenal, see if they can turn it around. It pains me to say it, but they look like they deserve to be in Champions League right now. Miles away from Man United. But that's it for tonight. Have a good one, people. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then.